All right, it is a scary thought to consider, but are teachers here in Florida going extinct? To most people, it's not a surprise. There is a teacher shortage right here in Florida. That is why our next guest is on a mission to change that. Dr. Julie Hasson interviewed hundreds of people about the teachers they remember and felt compelled to tell their stories. She's looking for more stories as well, and she joins us now with more on her Chalk and Chances project. Good morning,
Hi, Carly.
welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
When I heard that you were doing this, I absolutely loved this idea, because I think when you can showcase real stories, real people, real teachers, real students, there's a connection there. And I think, you know, teaching, more like anything, there's an emotional response. I think teachers need to love their jobs.
Absolutely. And we have evidence that the best predictor of a student's learning and student achievement in the classroom is the quality of teaching.
And I'd imagine that connection you have between student and teacher.
Those relationships are the foundation of everything.
So you were a professor yourself.
I am.
So rewind a little bit and tell me, right now this is a blog and you're collecting stories, and you've literally interviewed hundreds of people right now. Again, you can still submit your stories as well. But take us back to the beginning. Why did you want to start this project? You
know, I'm a third-generation teacher. I'm actually the mom of a brand new teacher, so she'll be fourth generation, starting here in Hillsborough County in the fall, teaching third grade. So I'm passionate about the impact teachers make on students' lives. And I knew quantitatively what it was, but I thought I really want to provide evidence to teachers of the impact they make, and provide evidence to even non-educators about why our teachers are so important.
Well, and I feel like sometimes you just hear of the frustrations teachers have. Maybe they're not getting the credit they deserve. Certainly pay could, I mean, I know all those issues come up a lot year after year. How do we change that?
Absolutely. It's a really challenging time to be a teacher. And I thought about what I could do to make an impact. Well, I'm a qualitative researcher, so I'm a story collector. And what I can do is provide them evidence through stories that they make a big difference in people's lives. And I can tell them exactly what they say and do that sticks with people for years, even decades after they leave them. There's no more important work than teaching.
So tell me a little bit about some of the stories maybe that have come your way. And you said you originally, because now people can submit them online, but when you first started this, you literally were meeting with people face to face, anywhere where there would be students, right?
Yes. You know, former students are not hard to find. We're everywhere. So I put myself with a sign in city parks, farmers markets, craft fairs, and invited people to come talk to me about their teachers. And people line up. I think it's a topic that makes us feel lighter and happier and more connected, and I found that people love to share their stories, and they don't often get the opportunity to remember and talk about teachers. They're all my favorite. It's hard to pick one, but there's one that came early that really got to the heart of it. He's a man named John. He's in his 70s. Career firefighter, military veteran, like this tough guy. And when he started to tell me about his third grade teacher, he started to cry. And he said, I came from a home plagued by poverty and addiction and abuse. And when I got to school, I realized maybe I didn't feel loved in the way other children did. And he said my clothes were not as neat and clean and pressed as other kids. And he just felt really different. And his teacher, Miss Andrews, would bring him snacks and things. And one day she brought him a package wrapped in brown paper and tied up with string. He said, I ran all the way home to open it, and inside were 3 new school shirts. And he describes that as a changing moment in his life. He said, it's the moment when I realized I was worthy of love and belonging. And it's something that set him up and changed not just his trajectory, but the way he parented his own children and the way he served the people in the fire department. You know, we can't underestimate the impact of a teacher.
I can see the tears in your eyes. You're making me tear up. So, I mean, what happens from here? I mean, what do you hope? What's the long-term goal of this project that you're on? Again, how can people get involved?
I have a couple of goals because I talk to 2 different audiences. I speak to teachers, so my goal for them is just to provide them that evidence of their impact, hoping that inspires them to stay, and those future teachers, hoping it inspires them to go ahead and go into the profession. But I also talk to a lot of non-educator groups, because I think if they really understand the value of great teachers, they will do things to support them and to encourage them to stay in their communities communities and teach.
That's what I was just going to get ready to close on too, because I know that teachers, it can be a frustrating position.
Yes.
But certainly when you hear these stories of inspiration, it's gotta help move this state forward.
I hope so. Thank you,
Yeah.
Carly, for highlighting that today.
We'll make sure and put all that on our website so people can get involved, share their stories as
Yes,
well. Thank
please.
you for
Thank
your
you so
however many
much.
generations now of teaching your
we're on
family,
4.
and to all of our teachers watching this morning. We do appreciate all that you do for our communities.
Thank you, Carly.